Question 1. Which of the following elements in stainless steel quickly reacts with oxygen to form a thin oxide layer on the surface? Answer: chromium. Question 2. Carbon steel with a carbon content of 0.60% would be referred to as which of the following? Answer: high carbon steel. Question 3. Which of the following is the simplest way of changing the output of a small welding machine? Answer: adjust the distance between the primary and secondary coils. Question 4. When GMU, which of the following binary gas blends is most commonly employed for nickel-based alloys and aluminum? Answer: argon plus helium. Question 5. When gas tungsten arc welding, GTW, which of the following best describes the general rule for electrode tip angles? Answer: the thinner the base metal, the smaller the electrode tip angle. Question 6. When submerged arc welding, SALO, in a tandem setup, which of the following best describes the recommended polarities of the electrodes? Answer: the lead electrode DC and the trailing electrode AC. Question 7. Which of the following best describes a gas tungsten arc welding GAW gas lens? Answer: this is the device employed to smooth out and provide a uniform laminar stream of shielding gas. Question 8. Which of the following best describes the polarity employed when FG? Answer: direct current electrode positive, DCEEP. Question 9. When gas tungsten arc welding, which of the following is a potential cause of a crack that runs along the center line of a weld? Answer: incorrect filler metal. Question 10. The GMAW transfer method, where a molten drop of electrode or wire metal forms at the electrode tip that is 1.5 to 3 times the diameter of the wire. The drop will detach before or as it reaches the base metal. Answer: globular transfer. Question 11. The FCAL-S process employs a shielding gas from which of the following sources? Answer: the electrode flux. Question 12. When FCAL or groove weld, the root pass must be completed with GMAO. Which of the following best describes the recommended electrode extension or stick out when GMAO? Answer: 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch, or 6.4 to 10 millimeters. Question 13. When SMADO welding gray cast iron with EST electrodes, how should the welds be performed? Answer: employ the lowest current possible with short, narrow beads. Question 14. When gas tungsten arc welding D, which arc starting technique does not require high-frequency current but risks electrode and weld contamination due to contact? Answer: scratch start. Question 15. Which of the following best describes the course of action to repair a weld with insufficient throat? Answer: add additional passes to increase throat. Question 16. When gas tungsten arc welding GTW, what type of power supply is required? Answer: constant current. Question 17. Which of the following best describes the recommended power source and wire feeder to be used with submerged arc welding, with electrodes 1/8 of an inch or 3.2 millimeters in diameter or smaller? Answer: constant voltage CV with a constant speed wire feeder. Question 18. When GMAW, which of the following are potential causes of overlap? Answer: travel speed too slow. Question 19. Which of the following best describes the purpose of a flashback arrestor in an oxy-fuel cutting OFC setup? Answer: prevent the flames from reversing flow into the torch and hoses. Question 20. When oxy-fuel cutting OFC, which of the following fuel gases is commonly employed for cutting steel thicker than 6 inches? Answer: propane.